Hey everybody, it's Greenwood again with another tutorial video. Today's video I'm going to talk about similar figures, ratios, and proportions. So just real quickly, two figures that are similar have the same shape, but they have different sizes with one small exception. So if we think about two triangles that are both 45, 45, 90, if they had different side lengths, they would be similar because they're the same shape of triangle, but they're different sizes. Another great example is the idea if I have a picture on my phone and I either pinch it in or stretch it out, it doesn't change the shape of that picture. Like it's a picture of my dog, for example. My dog just gets bigger or smaller, but it doesn't change the shape of my dog or what my dog looks like. So that's what similarity is. The comparison of the sizes of shapes, it's called the scale factor. And so the scale factor, if it's greater than 1, it's going to make the shape bigger. And if the scale factor is between 0 and 1, so like a fraction, 1/2, 1/3, it'll make the new image resulting smaller than the original. Okay, a couple more vocab things. So a ratio, all a ratio means is just a comparison of two numbers. All right. Think of it like the ratio of boys to girls in a class or the ratio of sugar to flour in a recipe that you're baking. A proportion is an equation, so that means we've got an equal sign in it, and it sets two ratios equal to each other. So two of these comparisons are going to have the same value. They're equal to each other. Okay, so with that said, let's look at a couple examples of some simple calculations. So when we do ratios and proportions, when we solve proportions, we're going to use something called the cross products property. And so all that means cross products are a fancy word for the answer to a multiplication problem. So we're going to use cross multiplication to solve. So I'm going to group those, and I will multiply them. So 2 times 7 is 14, and that equals 5 times b, which is simply just 5b. And then to solve both sides, I'm going to divide by 5, and we get the result b equals 14 divided by 5. Checking your calculator should be 2.8. You may get some decimals with these, and that's very much okay if you do. It's high school, we get decimals sometimes. So 2.8. Okay. Another example, same exact thing. So we cross multiply or use our cross products. So the green part, 5 times 4 is 20. That equals 3 times n, which is 3n. This is multiplied together. Now we'll divide both sides by 3. And 20 divided by 3 is 6.6 repeating. Or you could say something like 6.667 if you round it, that's also fine. Okay, so there's some simplistic proportion problems using two ratios set equal to each other using the cross products property. Remember, product just means multiply. Product, multiply. Just want to practice writing with my mouse. Okay, we'll do one more example here. So you'll see these are very similar, except they've got an expression here. It doesn't matter whether the missing piece is on the bottom, so the denominator, or on the top in the numerator, the left side fraction, the right side fraction. It does not matter where that is. It all kind of works the same. So the first thing I'm going to do to make myself less confused is I'm going to group that. And remember, 4 plus or v plus 4, they're not like terms. They have to have, for like terms, again, remember, they have to have the same variable and the same exponent. So since this is v to the first power, there is no v variable here. That's as simple as that as this gets. So again, since it's a proportion, we'll use cross products. So we'll multiply those two things. So 4 times 3 is 12. And that's going to equal 7. A lot of people would put this as 4v. We have to be careful that we can't combine those. So it's going to be just 7 times the quantity v plus 4. And now what you'll see is we're going to use distributive property. So we're going to multiply and say we'll take 7 times the v and 7 times the 4. So we get 12 equals, so 7 times v is 7v. So remember, that's what 7v means, is 7 times v. Plus 7 times 4, which is 28. And now we have a two-step equation that we've discussed in prior videos. So we'll subtract 28 because we want to isolate the 7v, so we can get the v by itself. And that gives us negative 16. As always, just make sure you can check my math on your calculator if you're not sure. And okay, so then we get negative 16 equals 7v. Divide both sides by 7. And in your calculator, you will get v equals 2.2857. Okay, and we're going to round to the third decimal place, or the thousandth, so 10th, 100th, 1000th. This 7 will make that round up. So I'm going to erase that and rewrite my answer as 2.286. 2.28, and I'll put that in red so we know that we rounded that number. Okay, 2.286. And then we always check to see if our answer is correct by substituting this back into the original problem. And I noticed I did make a mistake. Negative 16 divided by 7 would make this negative 2.286. Okay, so substitute that back in, and you should be able to simplify, and it should be equal, be a true statement. I hope this one helped you. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.